I grew up in Monkey River between my extended family and my immediate biological family. I came from a large family of 10, 5 boys and 5 girls. I would go to Rum Point where my grandmother was living, and those were some of the most memorable days that I had. Although I was the only child there at Rum Point, I used to do a lot of exploring on my own. I used to walk the beach, I used to collect shells, I used to sit and listen to the wind whistling in the coconut trees. I used to help my grandmother in the kitchen. That's where I learned to cook. My grandmother taught me how to do candies like tabletan and cutter-brute, and I used to help with feeding the chickens and that sort of thing. I heard that my aunt was saying to my parents that they're wasting their money to send me to high school. She felt, and I imagine that was okay at that time for people to feel that way, that it's a waste of time and a waste of money to send a young lady to high school, because at the end, she'll get pregnant, she'll get married, and that's the end of her education. And I heard that, and I was really, really upset, to the point where I felt I didn't want to visit my aunt as often as I used to. And then my mom said, don't listen to her, don't pay her any attention. But I made a firm decision which has affected my life to this point. I decided that I will prove to my aunt that her statement can never come true where I am concerned. My son was growing up, and I felt that I wanted to get engaged in some activity in which he and I could share experiences together. And one 10th of September, I was watching the parade, and I saw the scouts in the parade. And it dawned on me, I said, yes, this is what I need to do along with my son. And I think this is going to be the organization that will provide me the opportunity to spend time and to share experiences with my son. So I went seeking information on where the Scout Association was, and I did find out that it was an organization and that females were accepted as leaders. I decided to start the Cub Scout Pack at St. Ignatius. I believe that working with those little boys, that I got so much satisfaction, a deep yearning for helping them to develop and to instill in them the kind of leadership that I saw lacking in the society at the time. I felt that through scouting, I would not only meet that goal that I started with, wanting to be with my son, but I started to see every little face in front of me like my son. The love I had for my own son began to overspill into all the little boys. I saw them as my sons. I felt that I was their mother, their leader, their friend, and I also felt that I could help these young men and groom them and instill in them all the principles of scouting. I helped them with understanding, interpreting, and living the promise, the motto, and the laws of scouting. After serving the Scout Association for 27 years, I felt that I was also serving my community. I was also giving service to our young people, and it was such a joy doing it. I was not paid. I gave 27 years of service, and my reward for doing that is to see my Cub Scouts and my Scouts taking very, very strong and constructive leadership roles in the society. As I move forward, teaching is still my first love. I have tried a few other jobs during summertime, especially when I travel, but nothing has filled my heart and has satisfied me the way teaching has. Today, I am still working with adults in a literacy program at Egler's Training Center for Women and Family.
I look into the window of my mind, reflections of the fears I know I've left